What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, RollinwithCarlos family? Today we're going to go ahead and cover two players that have slowly made an impact for the Florida Gators, and also some breaking news of an assistant coach being suspended after he got involved in the pregame altercation between the Florida Gator players and the LSU Tigers prior to the game this past Saturday. First article I'm going to read to reads, as the title reads this: Reborn, Cormani McClain proving Gators right. The once highly touted high school recruit is starting to show that he was worth of the ratings. This article was written by co-host of the Swampcast and my friend, and also Florida Gators SI reporter Dylan Olive. Actually, yesterday. So let's see what Dylan had to say, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the article. With an opportunity to add a true sophomore with elite talent, not many teams wanted to be right about Cormani McClain when he entered the transfer portal 2 years ago. An elite prospect amongst high school recruiting sites, the Lakeland Corners recruitment was filled with drama, making his character concerns at the University of Colorado not much of a surprise. After an ugly departure from the program, not many college coaches wanted to prove themselves right about what they already thought was true. No matter the talent, Cormani McClain could not be saved. Unlike other coaches, Billy Napier and the Florida Gators have been right on Cormani McClain right after taking a chance on a young man needing direction. When he first got here, I was asked, kind of questioning him. When he actually got in, I noticed, this is bad. He's missing everything. We gotta talk to him all the time, George Gumps said about the former transfer. And then it's like, since we came back in January, I don't know what it was, but it was a switch. He's like a totally different guy. McClain has always had the talent to be a productive starter at the SEC level, but the questions beyond God-given skill consistently dragged him down during his time in college. Just a redshirt sophomore, the talented defensive back has seemingly been reborn. He's been working harder, just working on his craft, working on his body, Gum said. He's looked great character, so I love to have him around. Though Florida has had a disappointing start to the year, the new version of McClain has allowed his talent to become his reputation, making his story one of the biggest and brightest for the Florida Gators in 2025. Despite the loss to LSU, McClain played one of the best games, recording 40 snaps without allowing a catch, as well as adding 2 tackles. I am proud of Cormani. He started the game. He had a good week of practice, Billy Napier said Monday. Devon Johnson, and Cormani continue to get better. I think they're the best they've been in their careers, and I think all 3 have shown maturity. With the athletic corner was impressive throughout the night. One play encapsulated the growth of McClain, sprinting down the sidelines at 110% to track down one of the fastest players in the country, despite the game being all but over. Not a lot of happy but tonight, but watching Cormani McClain on this play, so many questions about his career throughout his career, showing up late to practice, lack of effort, etc. And now here he is leaving it all out on the field. There when the game is already all but over. Guys, I'll insert the clip on X in the video so you guys can see it. The tackle was altogether meaningless, with no effort on Florida's impending 1-2 record. With no effect on Florida's impending 1-2 record. Yet it stands to prove of the new and improved McClain, one with all the potential to be a future star he always had the chance to be. I am proud of him. Cormani had some discipline issues when he first got here, and those have faded away. He's still growing and maturing. There's a high ceiling there, but the main thing is his attitude is where it needs to be, and he's got the right mindset. Napier said he's presenting himself well, and I think he's been a good teammate. He's just going to keep getting better. He's still very young. Now unbridled by himself, McClain looks destined to reach a potential he has always had, proving Florida right for believing in a player everyone was potentially wrong about. Guys, I did an earlier video about McClain earlier in the summer, saying that he was going to be a star player in Florida, and he's getting there. That hustle play, which you guys are going to see later in the video, proves that he wants to be the best he can be. And pretty much that's all I have to tell you right now. And in terms of Cormani McClain, but I think he can end up being a number 1 draft pick for the NFL, and I think that's what's going to happen. So, but let's see what he continues to do throughout the season, and if he comes up with big interceptions, and hopefully this Gator team can turn things around. And we'll go from there in terms of Cormani McClain, because he's impressing a lot of people, including myself. And as you can see, Dylan has been impressed with his progress. All right, guys. Now I'm going to talk to you about a wide receiver that has had limited opportunities, but if given the correct amount of opportunities, I believe he can become a superstar himself. And then I'll talk to you about the coach that is now suspended. And I will go ahead, if there's not enough information on that article of the coach being suspended, I'll go ahead and ask more questions to Dylan during the pregame of the Florida Gators versus the Miami Hurricanes. This one, the article was written by Kyle Lander yesterday. Mizell showing he can be a difference maker for the Gators. Despite his limited chances, the wide receiver is showing signs of the impact he can make for the Florida Gators. Despite a disappointing performance against LSU, the Florida Gators offense still had a handful of positives to take away. One of those positives was redshirt sophomore receiver Aidan Mizell. He played more Saturday, and I thought he was productive. Gators head coach Billy Napier said Monday. Mizell hauled in 3 passes for 41 yards and had the only touchdown of the night for the Gators in the conference opener. He was also the highest graded offensive player for Florida by PFF, earning himself an 88.7 grade. It wasn't even close either. The next closest was tight end Tony Livingston, who received a 70.3 grade. Mizell had the best showing, even though he was one of the least used players in the passing situations. According to PFF, he was on the field for just 9 passing plays, in comparison to 5 players that logged 50 or more snaps on passing plays. According to David Waters of Gators Breakdown, Aidan Mizell had the 2 best plays in the passing game and was on the field for only 9 plays, according to PFF. That's what Dave of Gators Breakdown tweeted on September the 14th. That is too large of a difference to be justified when reviewing the box score. Wilson III only had 2 catches for 10 yards, and Sturdivant had 2 more yards, 43, on the same number of catches as Mizell, 3. Additionally, running back Jaden Baugh and tight end Hayden Hansen both had more than double the number of catches, 7, than Mizell had against LSU. Yet Baugh produced just 18 more yards than Mizell, and Hansen only recorded 9 more yards. However, one reason Mizell may not have been involved in the offense against LSU is that he is slowly easing back into action after injury. The third-year player was dealt an injury during fall camp this offseason, which led to him missing the first 2 games of the season against LIU. He only made his 2025 debut in Week 2. Moreover, Napier stated on Monday that Mizell can be a difference maker for the team, but only when he is healthy and available to play. Look, Aidan, when he's available, he's been impactful, right? Napier responded when asked by Mizell, earning more playing time. So it's one of the keys for him to continue to be successful, to be a successful football player. We need him to be available because he can be a difference in the games for us. Based on the comments from Napier, Mizell needs to see increased workload this weekend if he is healthy. The offense clearly needs a boost, and Mizell has big-time playmaking ability, whether that be in the short game or on deep shots. Again, I agree it might be the fact that he's recovering from an injury, but I believe Mizell should get more playing time, especially now that these games are even more important. We're 1 and 2, and I think he should be more incorporated to the offense, with the fact that Eugene's not doing too much, and Sturdivant, the transfer, has pretty much been missing in action. So, with not doing too much, in my opinion, he should be more involved. And as soon as Dallas Wilson gets back into game shape, I think we'll see Mizell and Dallas Wilson, along with Eugene and Sturdivant, on the field together. And like I've said before in our pre-games of Swampcast, I believe Billy has the ability to do five wide receiver sets, but he's not that type of coach. So that's my thoughts on Mizell. Now let's go to the breaking news of this video. Breaking news: Gators assistant coach suspended for role in Florida LSU pregame altercation. And this was written by a friend of the channel and co-host of A Deeper Dive into Gator Nation, Cam Parker. Florida Gators running back coach Jabbar Juluke is suspended for 3 games for his involvement in the pregame altercation before the team's game against LSU Saturday. UF and the SEC jointly announced late Tuesday evening. Jabbar Juluke's conduct during the pregame altercation reflects behavior that is unacceptable and not aligned with the standards of the Southeastern Conference. SEC Commissioner Greg Stanke said coaches are expected to be leaders and to de-escalate tense situations, and that did not happen in this circumstance. The suspension is appropriate, and any future misconduct by Jabbar Juluke will result in more severe disciplinary action. Before Florida's 20-10 loss in Death Valley, the Gators and third-ranked Tigers had multiple altercations, with one near midfield, Florida's sideline, and another in the end zone near LSU sideline. Juluke, who is in his 4th year with the program, apologized for his actions. He will miss a Saturday's game against number 4 Miami, the home game against Texas, and the away game against Texas A&M on October 11th. I would first like to apologize to both Florida and LSU universities, their teams, staff, and fans. I also sincerely apologize to the young athlete and his family, he said on Saturday. I reacted in a manner I'm not proud of. There's no excuses for my behavior, and I take full responsibility for my actions in this game. Emotional situations occur and bad reactions happen. I regret my reaction and commit to using this moment to strengthen my emotional intelligence. I know more is expected of us coaches, and I commit to living up to the expectation. I believe growth is in ownership and learning from the good and the bad. I intend to use this situation as a teachable moment, not only for myself, but for those I impact. Again, I offer my sincerest apologies to both institutions and staff and families involved. Juluke is also associated coach and will miss Saturday's game against Miami and the home game against number 8 Texas and the away game against number 10 Texas A&M as a result of the suspension. The first game he's eligible to return is Florida's homecoming game against Mississippi State on October 18th. Coach Juluke's actions prior to the game against LSU are not up to the standard of our program, and Coach Billy Napier said in a statement. Coach Juluke is a man of character and has taken full responsibility for his actions. I believe Coach Juluke will learn from this experience and be better for it. Since following Napier from Louisiana ahead of the 2022 season, Juluke has been one of Florida's top assistant coaches with 3 straight 1,700-yard seasons out of his position unit, including a 10-year high 1,978 yards in 2024. Last year, Juluke was nominated for the Bowles Award, which is given to the nation's top assistant. Jabbar has consistently been an upstanding member of the staff, and I commend him for accepting responsibility in the situation. Athletic Director Scott Strickland said, "We will continue to support him as he works to meet the high standards we set for our program." Juluke's suspension comes at an opportune time for the program, which has dealt with extensive outside noise regarding Napier's direction of the program and its 1-2 start in 2025. Saturday's kickoff at Miami is at 7:30 p.m. with television coverage on ABC. Guys, all I can say about Coach Juluke, he seems like a humble person. From what I've spoken to with the insiders, he made a mistake, and that's all I can say. I'm surprised it's him, but it is what it is. He's going to be gone for 3 games. We can't say anything more. And as always, leave me your comments down below, and I appreciate your support. Stay positive, stay on your grind, and as always, go Gators. Peace.